Welcome to the Week 11 preview show for the DBL, the final week of the season on the final day of the year. We have kicking off the week, we have the Dizzy Devils hosting the Cats. The Cats have had a very weak season. I mean, they're 4-6, but they haven't done anything impressive. They don't have any momentum. They don't have any excitement around them. They're just kind of an aging empire. Um, and the Dizzy Devils, on the other hand, they're just so hot and cold, and it's all dependent on McFadden. Um, Dizzy Devils scenario, they beat the Sea Dogs last week, but it wasn't enough. They need. They're 12 points behind them in the points race, so they need to beat the Cats. Or, I mean, it doesn't really matter win loss, but beating the Cats, they need to win. They need to score 12 more points than the Sea Dogs this week, 13 more points. So the Cats can be a tough team, especially a team like the Dizzy Devils that are so up and down. If McFadden's having a good game, they're really hard to beat. But if he's not, then they're run of the mill. The Cats, Sonia can go off sometimes, Jared can go off sometimes. You never know. So, but I see the Dizzy Devils winning this game, but not getting enough points. Scarlet Ember had that epic win last week, and they're just on easy street now. Their big burden's been taken off from them. They would like to, close out their final game at Omaha Fitness with a win. It should be a win. I mean, it's a quote-unquote easy team, but this easy team beat the Silverbacks a couple weeks ago. Dante and Hans Greeley have just been playing very well, and, even the underlings have gotten their shots in. So this team is deceptively easy, deceptively bad. I don't know how you say that, but they can turn your head. But the Scarlet Ember, it doesn't matter. They got the division lead, so they're in the playoffs. But it would be a shame to go into the playoffs with a losing record and to lose in their final game at this legendary location. I think the Scarlet Ember winning in a close one. I think it's going to be 5-4, 5-3. But I think Scarlet Ember will pull it out. The Reapers going to Las Vegas. This should have been a match that could possibly be a playoff preview, but the Reapers just couldn't get it done last week. They didn't even almost get it done, getting shut out against the Scarlet Ember. And the Pharaohs, they've been clinched for a while. Lost against the Gold last week. That was kind of a bummer for their momentum, but hoping to get something here in their send-off game at home. And I think they'll win. I think the Midwest just really pales in comparison to everybody else. And when the Midwest plays outside their division, they get woke every time. I think this will be a 5-1, 5-2 Pharaohs win. Another flex game is the Diamonds hosting the Interceptors. Interceptors have no way of getting into the playoffs, but the Diamonds, they need a couple points. They're only 6 points behind the Silverbacks, and the Silverbacks have the Gremlins. Gremlins could give them a lot of trouble. Gremlins are a top-tier team. Diamonds, they need to win better than the Silverbacks by a factor of 6 or 7 points. Interceptors, they can either play very well or they can play very terrible. All their experiences out of division this year have been terrible. Diamonds are banking on that. They'll be on the flex. The lights will be on. So, Lions, I mean, Sebastian needs to have a season game. He's been missing from the equation. I mean, he's been dodging his butt off, but offensively, he needs to be that second arm. They need him. A team like the Interceptors, it could be an offensive battle, and they'll need Sebastian to fight the fire. But I think the Diamonds will pull this off. I think it'll be a 5-3 kind of matchup. I do think they'll make the playoffs. I really do. I think they'll really upset a lot of, the establishment and the because you want to see Somerset, Salazar, and Sanchito in the playoffs, but they just shut off sometimes, and they've gotten themselves boxed into this corner where they need these points to win, and they're playing a formidable Gremlins team. I see the Diamonds winning 5-3 and getting into the playoffs. Toros' quest for perfection will be on the flex at the top of the week against the Sea Dogs, a team that just won't get out of the conversation. They keep being around. They are, if the season ended last week, they would have gone to the playoffs, but this could be the game the Toros lose. The Sea Dogs know how to just defy expectation, and that's all they've done all season. They don't have to win, but they'll stay there. They'll be up there. But the way the Toros have played, there's just really no arguing against them doing well. You know, week after week, you kind of give a scenario. Oh, they might fall apart. Their chemistry might be bad. They might just not have enough defense. It just doesn't matter to them. They play so well oiled. Reed has just been playing amazing ball. Raekwon has been playing great efficiency, just top index in the league right now. Their underlings have just been supportive. Nobody's just dropping the ball. With the Sea Dogs, you never know what you get from them. I know I'm split on this. I see the Sea Dogs winning a 5-4 victory. But on the other hand, I see the Toros just saying shut up and winning 5-2. 50-50. I'm leaning towards the Toros making history and going 11-0. Skylarks hosting the Jocks. You know, they got their defense. They have a little bit of offense. They're the only team to hold the candle to the Toros, and they're pretty much in the playoffs. They don't really have anything to play for here other than just to give their fans a nice send-off. And I think they will. I think the Jocks aren't good enough. I don't think they're just going to match up well. The Skylarks have too much defense for a weak offensive team. And I think the Jocks will just, end their season there. I don't think it'll be a big embarrassment, but I think it'll be an easy 5-3 win for the Skylarks. Margays hosting the Dragonfish. The Margays, they're still convinced that they're the number one team in the league. And, any chance they have it, an outside chance of getting the number one for the season title, they'll try. But I think the Dragonfish are a little too good. I think the Dragonfish might pick this game off. They're similar to the Silverbacks. In the Margays loss to the Silverbacks. They have enough talent. They got some defense. They, if Temp gets going, you never know what'll happen. They're way better than their 2-8 record. But I think the Margays will get this one 5-4. Nothing big, but they'll get 10 wins on the season. Gold hosting the Captains. Travis coming back to where he won a title. This game, at the midpoint of the season, you would think this game would be big. Captains looking to get into the playoffs, Gold looking to get into the playoffs, but no, both these teams fizzled out pretty hard during the run to the playoffs. Now they're just kind of playing for pride. The Gold are a talented team. They just, they beat teams like the Diamonds, they beat teams like the Pharaohs, and they almost beat the Empire. They are a talented team. Not elite, but they're second tier. I would say they're legitimately second tier. They just don't play like it, and that's why they're so low in the rankings. And the Captains, they have their kinks. They're not that talented, but they're a solid, for an expansion team, they have a solid roster. I just don't think they're going to be able to surmount Vito. I mean, Vito's been coming on really strong lately. And I think they're just going to have some trouble against that. And San Francisco, I think the Gold are going to win this one 5-3. Silverbacks Gremlins. This is a big game for the Silverbacks because this could be a potential trap for them. The Silverbacks, they're sitting on a pile of points and they keep losing, but they're still number 4 in the league. Doesn't make sense. Gremlins have come from nowhere, and they're number 6 now. I think the Gremlins have enough body. I mean, that's been their whole argument all year is we have depth. All 5 of our players can change the course of the game. And that might work against them. I mean, the Silverbacks, as much as you think their players are great, they've just been getting beat lately, just easily. And they, even if they win this game, I think it's going to be a 36-33 index type of game. And I think the Diamonds are going to win better than them. But I think the Silverbacks will win the game. I just don't think it'll be spectacular. I don't think Somerset's going to have a great game. I don't think Salazar is going to show out. It'll just be a nail biter, and they'll end up not going to the playoffs, which will be sad. Empire hosting the Checkers. The Empire, they're hoping to shoot for just the moon here. After getting shut out by the Margays last week, it would seem their whole season's done and they should pack it away. But they get this gift. You know, will you say they got a gift against the Jocks a weeks ago, but they messed that up. But they do get this gift of the Checkers. And they I don't think they have enough firepower to get past Middlestein and Sven in a 70-point blockbuster. They might win 55-25 in a 5-2 game, but I think the Checkers are going to win this game. I think that's just been the dismal kind of year it's been for the Empire. Nothing's really been going their way, and I think it'll just continue here. And that has been your Week 11 preview. We are excited, and we are getting ready to go here for the week, and we'll see you later.